Well, hello there, friends and kin. Today I'm actually going to videotape my Sundee service in its entirety, and so there'll be a little bit less of my commentary and just showing you from start to finish what I do on these Sunday morning visits with our departed ancestors and friends. I always begin with a rosary style prayer to Santa Muerte, which I did not compose. As a matter of fact, on my Green Grimoire show, I'm actually working on an episode now where I'm going to go into detail about my Santa Muerte devotion and talk about my source material and what material has been the most helpful to me. And I'll talk more about my source for this rosary style prayer there. But it's come to mean quite a bit to me, and it's something that I do nearly every day. But it's very special on Sunday because I share it with with the people that transitioned in this area, and it's sort of like an act of communion with them. At least that's the way it feels to me. And this morning's cigar selection is CLE Maduro, mighty fine. Once I smoke it about down to the band, that's usually when I find. I usually try to find one of our spirit kin to leave it as an offering for. Share the things I love. I believe in the power of Santa Muerte, the Holy Queen of Death, who is the keeper of the living and the protector of the dead. I believe in the power of Santa Muerte, the beautiful skinny girl who sees all things and forgives all sins. I believe in the power of Santa Muerte, the royal bone mother, whose authority is vast and her power absolute. I believe in the power of Santa Muerte, the wise old woman whose judgment is both sure and swift. Santa Muerte, most beautiful queen of death, I accept your power under the mantle of your protection, and I ask that you guard me and guide me now. Amen. Santa Muerte, holy queen of death, there is no place you do not know, no doorway you cannot cross, and no thing you cannot touch. Please keep me safe beneath your cloak and secure behind your scythe, for now and forever. Amen. I call upon the power of Santa Muerte, the holy queen of death, who commands all influence and authority. Please grant me your power and your protection, blessing me and keeping me now and always. Amen. I call upon the power of Santa Muerte, the holy queen of death, who commands all influence and authority. Please grant me your power and your protection, blessing me and keeping me now and always. Amen. I call upon the power of Santa Muerte, the holy queen of death, who commands all influence and authority. Please grant me your power and your protection, blessing me and keeping me now and always. Amen. Santa Muerte, holy queen of death, there is no place you do not know, no doorway you cannot cross, and no thing you cannot touch. Please keep me safe beneath your cloak and secure behind your sight, for now and forever. Amen. Hail, Santa Muerte, my most beautiful and kind-hearted queen. I am grateful for your influence, your protection, and your blessings. Please grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Please forgive me my wrongs and help me learn to forgive myself. Help me forgive the wrongs of others, whether those wrongs are real or imagined, and help me make amends wherever they may be made. Lead me away from temptations and deliver me from vices. Grant me clarity of heart and mind, that I may walk a path of wisdom and virtue, guided by the light of your lantern all the days of my life. To the good neighbors above, below, and in between, I give this offering of gratitude and respect. I am grateful for your skillful artistry that maintains the turning of the great wheel, and I respect your authority in all things. Be hail. Today's reading is going to come from a different source. Still one of my favorites and one of my go-tos, and that would be the works of Mr. W.B. Yeats. This is my personal favorite, The Stolen Child. Where dips the rocky highland of Sleuthwood in the lake, there lies a leafy island where flapping herons wake. The drowsy water rats, there we've hid our fairy vats, full of berries and the reddest of stolen cherries. Come away, O human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than you can understand. Where the wave of moonlight glosses the dim gray sands with light, far off by furthest Rosses we footed all the night, weaving olden dances, mingling hands, mingling glances, till the moon has taken flight, to and fro we leap, and chase the frothy bubbles, while the world is full of troubles and is anxious in its sleep. Come away, O human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than you can understand. Where the wandering water gushes from the hills above Glencar, in pools among the rushes that scarce could bathe a star, we seek for slumbering trout, and whispering in their ears, give them unquiet dreams, leaning softly out from ferns that drop their tears over the young streams. Come away, O human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than you can understand. Away with us he's going, the solemn-eyed. He'll hear no more the lowing of the calves on the warm hillside, or the kettle on the hob sing peace into his breast, or see the brown mice bob round and round the oatmeal chest. For he comes, the human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, from a world more full of weeping than he can understand. That poem means something different to just about everybody who's read it. There are some common threads of meaning. And I know I said there wouldn't be much of my commentary in this, so I'm going to keep it short, sweet, simple, to the point, and just talk about what the poem means to me. To me, that poem is really about my childhood. Growing up, I felt like an eternal outsider, well into my teens and early 20s. And I would always hope that there was a place outside of the world that I knew that made more sense. A place that I could run to and connect with and find a sense of identity, purpose, and meaning. And in certain times in my youth, this led to some escapism, and I confronted that as I got older. That didn't do me any good, didn't help a thing. But in looking for something worth holding on to help me deal with just the pain and the rottenness and the hate and all the negative things in the world that I didn't want to have anything to do with, I kept thinking that I could find somewhere to run to where those things didn't exist. Never did find that place. Out there, anyway. The closest I've been able to find is to create an inner grove, an inner temple, where I can cultivate the best parts of me and not play into the bullshit out there in the world that I don't want to be a part of. I work on my own internal, my inner temple. That's a good way to put it. And I try my very level best to make the space around me a little bit better, leave it a little bit better than the way I found it. And I feel like that's about the best I can do. Again, just speaking for me. But that poem takes me back to a point in my childhood where I was so desperate to try to run away from the things that scared me or upset me and made me angry. But in time, I learned that I didn't have to run away from it. When I started cultivating relationships with the powers and the unseen, it began to teach me that running away isn't the answer. Overcoming is. And I'll leave it with that. Brothers and sisters, have a blessed day.